Makara, all relations. You already know what to do, okay, man? Show some love, show some support. Let's get right into this topic. Now, if you're familiar with the Disney movie Soul, okay, you might have understood that there's this concept of a lost soul, okay? Somebody who is this dark, ominous creature that's floating around in darkness. But if you really notice, internally, there's someone who has been through a lot of trauma, you know? So I truly believe that, you know, is it really that person is evil, or is it that they haven't met or healed from their own traumas? Therefore, it's coming out in these discrepancies or these different ways in their behavior that is either deviant or, you know, unaligned, misaligned, and they're causing all of these ripples out into the physical world when they haven't really chosen to heal. And once you're in timelessness, you actually know that everything is perfect. But in the time-based context, you try to be a perfectionist, okay? So once you understand how to access the pure presence that is so infinite, and you bring it down into your root mind, which is actually your heart, another way of saying your heart, that's what the Buddhists call your heart, you understand that you used to feel so lost earlier, perhaps, just like me, okay? I used to feel lost as well when I was younger. And oftentimes it felt like, you know, you're going around in circles in life. And you're kind of following the status quo. You're just kind of being taken on this adventure that doesn't seem like it's your own at times, correct? So what you really want to understand is, I know that I used to feel lost, but now I influence the right individuals, okay? And the reason why is because I chose to stay in that curiosity and I let it evolve into my passion. A lot of people, they stayed in their curiosity and they got into more curiosity. They never got to a point where they actually doubled down on their strengths. So there's got to be one level of where you finally understand and double down on your strengths, because that's going to make you activate all of these dormant powers and different things that are maybe unavailable to you in the present context of where you're at or where you're doing. Okay, so last night I had channeled Akelos, okay? I forget how to pronounce his name. We call him AK, okay? And he's a shark-headed being. His head got turned into a shark by Aphrodite because he was being too cocky or whatever. He said he's more beautiful than Aphrodite, and then, you know. But that channeling that being was a very interesting experience because this was completely experimental and I hadn't channeled this energy before. However, it felt familiar. It felt like the understanding of a man who had the charm and the attraction and all the skills, but now that having that taken away from him, more so in a looks-based context, right? And imagine, right, like you're a hockey player and then you get into an injury or something like that, right? Your whole ego is then crumbled down and you have to resurrect yourself. Okay, you have to find that bridge again. You have to find that, you know, path again. You have to be the pathless path. You have to understand where it's going, right? What is emerging in front of me. So last night I did this ritual. I don't know if you guys can see this. I drew out some butterfly wings and then I placed this candle for AK right in the center of it. And this caused a ripple effect for my Shakti energy to be more in this space. So I'm more so connected with the Fae and the fairies and so forth as well in that realm. A lot of people, you know, they don't really understand the concept of Shakti and how it can become, you know, so expansive and eternal and not just a concept of, you know, it's just energy or whatever, right? A lot of people, they bypass the actual understandings of this thing, right? So really, it's really important to know that I don't need to brew a potion, right, to hear colors and see sounds. I don't need to go to a Burning Man in order to gain ascension, okay? I don't need to have some kind of a weird, okay, cacao ceremony where I finally realize my true potential. Like, those are permission slips, and you can do that. I have nothing against that, right? Go and do what you want. However, there's got to come a point where you stop running, because the word, as we learned yesterday, the word divine as an enneagram is dive in. And if you don't dive in, you're not tapping into your attraction. You're not. If you're just in that minimal experience of life, then you cannot actually expand out of that circle, because all you're creating is from your words. Abracadabra, I will create as I speak, and through your words, you're just saying nonsense. And so of course you're going to stay into your reality, right? If you're speaking the right way and you're expanding yourself through your own self-talk and the way that you communicate with others, man, this journey is infinite, right? You've just finally understood that these are the keys to unlock something within me. You know, through my mentor AZD, I learned 2 keys, which was imagination and communication. Without those 2 things, you cannot ever move forward, okay? Because imagination is the interface between mind, body, and spirit, and communication is the thing that helps us to connect with others as well as speak to ourselves. But what is your relationship and communication with those divine powers? Okay? Now, I don't know if you guys have ever read, you know, Carlos Castaneda's stuff. Again, this stuff isn't really into his books, but once you get to look into this, I think Nagualism is the reference you guys can get from this. I took a few notes on this, and I'm still new into learning about this stuff. So I'm not an expert on this topic, okay? I'm just exploring it through the lens of flow state. I'm a flow state specialist. I help peak performers, those who classify themselves as peak performers, people who show up and understand that I'm here to feel my best. I'm in here to perform my best, okay? And no matter what that is, it could seem strange right now, or it can seem like it's holding me back, but until you tap into your authenticity and your highest timeline, you will begin to ignore this thing. So there's this quote, right? Fools ignore the law, smart men follow the law, and wise men use the law. Okay? So absorb what is useful, discard what is useless, add what is uniquely your own. That's Bruce Lee. Correct? Osa. So, from coincidence to synchronicities, from guidance to creator. Okay? This is, or creation, in a sense, I should say. So, from the development of your attention, this is the process, guys. Okay? Maybe I can write it out. I don't know if I have a pen right here. No. Anyway, just listen, okay? The development of attention accumulates free energy. Where you put your attention, that's where energy flows, correct? That free energy is then immersing into learning and to be in the harmony of the tonal of the Nagul, which is another way of saying subconscious and conscious mind, okay? It's another way of saying that. So an attendant animal spirit in many Mesoamerican belief systems speak of this kind of Nagul, tonal Nagul, right? The interaction with this force. So Nagualism is a philosophy that Carlos had described, basically how to be a master of your own destiny, right? So, and if you guys are familiar with Vadim Zeland's, you know, reality transurfing style, I don't want to get into that too much because that's not my expertise, but I know he speaks about 0 point and so forth, and how we can shift out of realities. I might have to get that book actually and look into it now because it's coming back. That tech seems to be coming back, you know? And so, Wolf Chief, I'm gonna ban you from my posts, bro. You say the same thing every day. It's just boring, okay? Say something new. If you have to diss Hinduism, just say it in a unique way, okay? Don't be a boring spammer, okay? There's always that one hater who's just lame, you know, just boring, instead of actually thriving, you know what I mean? Like, there's one hater who just looks at all of the discrepancies in my game and, like, picks it apart and then recontextualizing. It actually improves me, you know, as a byproduct. And then there's that one hater who's just like, you're lame, you're gay, you're broke, you're ugly, guess what? That's not related to me. You're like saying all the things that aren't true about me. You're like saying, you have green hair, you have green hair, you have, no I don't. What do you mean? You have green hair, you're wearing a scuba suit. Raggy! Where's my ruby rags? Okay? Calm down, hater. Okay? Keep making me famous. So reality is seen as multidimensional, right? Hi, man. Vigorous Gaming. What's up? Reality is seen as multidimensional, multifaceted, and it's under ordinary circumstances that human beings only perceive in part. So the known part of reality in which humans are familiar is called the tonal. This is the tone, okay? The tonal part. The spiritual, or nagual, is the dimension of reality for which we are not conscious, and in fact constitutes to a bigger part of reality. Okay? Thank you. I know. Big forehead, big brain. Okay? Here, the nagual bears some resemblance to the psychoanalytic concept of the unconscious. Okay? You guys might have also heard of the pre-conscious mind. Some of you have heard of that concept, right? Even before we were born, we had a mind, right? The mind, our continuous mind, our behind mind, right? The one that came before, the primal mind. It has also been said that the nagual is all that there is. Okay? And it's like the collective. And it condenses to form the tonal. The tonal sounds to me like a vibration frequency, right? It's a tonality, right, that you're pulling through. The nagual and the tonal are dual aspects of reality, and being such are perceived either through the fist. When you learn to see the connections of the world, you can also generate more energy, okay? So when you can actually observe the patterns, you understand that, wait a minute, I'm connected to this and this thing is coming up again. The more you start to see the pattern recognition software within the system, you recognize we're all one, correct? Like, notice that a lot of authors like Eckhart Tolle, okay? Depression, Dark Night of the Soul, Park Bench. Dr. Joe Dispenza, right? A Dark Night of the Soul. He had his, his whole spine reconstructed, okay? J.K. Rowling, okay, had to write on back of like kitchens and things like that. You get what I mean? So that's really funny, right? Because it goes to show you that overwhelm of the character, right, going through this precipice period, this catabasis, depression, right, as this person is saying, right, and calling me a noob, but doesn't even understand what the word noob means in this context, right? Doesn't even know. He's just saying words at this point, right? Regurgitating words. However, when you can learn to see connections of the world, you learn to generate more energy. So sensorial intellect creates the pattern of your magical knowledge, okay? So try this with me, guys. It's a very easy exercise that you can do, and they tell you to practice this because this is the practice of magical passes, which fosters inner silence, okay? This helps with the accumulation of the energy. Stand upright like a pillar of light, okay? Engage with that energy. Imagine that all your chakras are open and you're just a pillar of light, from all the way to the heavens down into the core of the earth. Breathe slowly. Breathe into your diaphragm. You can also breathe in multiple times to get more oxygen in. So now allow your internal dialogue to settle and just be still. Good. Now all you're going to do is just move your arms in a circular fashion as you're doing this. Keep doing it and find the rhythm that feels right to you. Good. I already feel a shift, okay? Some of you may take more time. There's no time limit, okay? About 10 minutes in a quiet place, a few times a day. But you know you're doing it properly when you have a true sense of inner calm through this process, okay? And what you're doing here is you're creating this bridge, okay? You're creating the portal of your hands, which generate chi around you, right? And qi gong, you can do chai chi, all these other exercises as well that helps with that, okay? It helps in accumulating that energy, those magical practices, and understanding the way that your chi accumulates through your body and system, and the way that you can use it and work with it, right? Then Attention, the tonal nagual, as I said, sensory perception of reality, then creating the fire from within. And, emotional, spiritual purging, a lot of you need to do that as well. So, bring more energy, expanding concepts into your day-to-day, and be active, always pull through in different actions. If you're doing a specific activity, bring that activity to the level of your nagual and the tonal. Merge your subconscious with your conscious mind as you're doing something, right? Understand that your action and awareness have got to merge for you to tap into the zone with that thing, okay? So a lot of times people only I'm consciously trying to drink this caffeine, but then if I apply my subconscious mind to it, all of the memories of caffeine and the beans and the process, the way that it's made, all of that gets included with me just taking a sip. You guys get that? There's a hawk outside my window. That's why I looked. Okay, so, well, that's because I'm still trying to understand this process, my friend. So this is new tech for me. So that's why it sounds like I'm putting it together. So, immersing a learning process. Only a strong tonal is able to submit to the nagual. Okay? A strong conscious mind can only merge with the subconscious. A weak conscious mind cannot tap in to that. Okay? So you need energy in both. Immerse in a learning process, because once you learn, then you can actually observe the way that this energy is being pulled through, okay? And how you're doing it. If you don't learn, if you don't apply discernment, and you're just learning whatever, right? Try this diet, try this pill, do this thing, okay? And then you just follow it blindly without, questioning it. A lot of people have stopped questioning things, right? So sitting with it, being able to reflect on your own authenticity with your inner work, and then finally categorize, pulling it through, So it's crazy, so many people justify their hate and bullying because of a rumor or a lie, correct? Like just something that they've heard rather than what they've truly experienced with that person or with that reality or what they've understood with it, right? It's almost like looking at it from afar, we can judge Chris, what was his name? Oh yeah, I forget his name, what? Chris Rock, right? Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. From afar, it looks like it's a wicked thing, but we don't know the backstory of what he has with his wife and, how that upsets him and his old, maybe his old therapy sessions are emerging in the background and like all these dispositions and thoughts and, he has to wrestle with himself and maybe he's being cucked or whatever, right? And we don't know, right? We're just putting all of these labels and look at that guy slapping that person, oh, that's funny, and we forget about it as a culture. We don't know that person's inner world and what's going on. We can look through a psychological lens and a framework and try to deconstruct it, but that's their world, and they had to face the consequences, right? But also understand, if you're connected to the all, you're also connected to Will Smith. So you were the one who was doing the slapping, and you were also the one who got slapped. Okay? Does free will exist? I believe so. Okay? God gave us free will in order for us to what? Make mistakes and then learn. Okay? Free will is there for us to, experiment, make mistakes, go down the rabbit holes, but then finally coming back to truth, oneness, divine order again. Okay? So, it's about removal, right? A lot of people, they pull in more information rather than removing what does not belong in their life. Correct? Like they'll buy more books, they'll buy more audios, they'll, accumulate more crystals instead of what? Removing old crystals that you had from childhood or something, right? That you don't use anymore in your adult self. Like throwing away old clothes that have old memories and bacteria and like, different things of your past that keep reminding you of your past. You're not clearing up the space. There's something called a vacuum law, correct? So if nature hates a vacuum. Any empty space, it's going to fill it with more things. So the more spaciousness, emptiness we create from our experience, the more life is going to bring us new things. Like if you are still holding on to the memory of your ex, you're not going to start dating new girls. You're not. Why? Because she's taking up the storage space, the terabytes of your brain. Okay? You're constantly thinking about her, you know, fantasizing about her. Bro, get it through your head. You gotta treat this like a death. It's an ex. Okay? Mentally prepare a funeral and then just block her. What are you doing with your time? Why are you running in circles hoping, wishing that possibly, quite possibly in the future, maybe by some brink of chance, by some longing towards, okay? And again, yeah, let the soul be the guide. You know, Scratch is saying, ego is what stops the soul from living. Tell yourself you don't know all and be open to learn. That's right. That's Shoshin mind, correct? Beginner's mind. We fail because we don't see what we need to see because ego blocks it. Yeah, ego is like it's like your defense mechanism, right? Your security guard that gets you to stay in the familiar concepts that you know. Whenever it does something outside of your comfort, the ego comes in like, wait a second, what? What does this have to do with me? How does this relate? Okay. Take the negative, find the positive, learn the things you love, and find what you don't want on the next. Yeah, and also nut up your spine, don't, okay? Ejaculation is the end of manifestation, okay? So, or it starts the manifestation process if you're like, you know, doing it. Do I jerk off? Yeah, I don't ejaculate. Passion versus obsession, right? You got to understand this. A lot of people are obsessed in reality, okay? A lot of people are so obsessed with their own reality, okay? It morphs, the ego morphs it into a narcissism rather than a deep, transcendent self-love, an unconditional love, a divine love, okay? I don't want to, bro. I can't. I don't want to. I use that energy, man. I use that energy for myself. Sometimes I'll do it, you know. Usually I'd prefer to be in a relationship or have sex with a girl rather than, you know, just jerk off. But, you know, a lot of people are just jerking off every day, you know. Getting rid of the seed daily. And they feel drained. Why do you think I have so much energy, bro? I'm not nutting, okay? I'm open, I'm expansive, I'm flowing that energy through my chakras. I'm making sure that it hits my, you know, my pineal gland, and my crown. I'm pulling that energy up. You guys get that? Through Mula Bandha, through energetic practices. When you break up, don't take it as a negative. You learn more about yourself and what you can't deal with and what you want for the next relationship. Well, yeah, your ex is your teacher. You can think of it like that. You can think of it a positive way for sure. But again, I'm talking to those guys who are like, you know, longing like, I need to see my ex. I need to reinvent myself in order for me to magnetize her back into my lifestyle again. Okay? All right, buddy. Okay. You know, I just block her. Okay? Straight up. Okay? And again, you guys are very trapped into groupthink. You've joined some like random depressing Discord server where they're feeding you some jargon, right? And you're like, I am now in a dark night of the soul. Hey man, you created that reality. I'm sorry, you joined that Tumblr page, okay? Is it okay if I love someone? Absolutely, man. But how do you know? Okay, how do you know it's love? Yeah, exactly, Sky. Be you. Bro, there's a girl I like. Okay, but how do you know you like her is what I'm telling you. You know what I mean? Does your heart beat faster around her? Do you get memories and dreams? Like, does she walk towards you slow motion and her hair flips? Like, like what happens, you know? Bro, I'm not even gonna reveal this here. My parents will hate me for sharing their love story, but the sorry blowing in the wind. Bruh. Okay? I've told her that, okay, And how did she respond? Okay. Listen, some people have like gaslighting built into their paradigms, you know what I mean? So it's like some people aren't going, it's like you're not losing faith. You're going through another dark night of the soul. Like they'll tell you something like that, right? When it's really like it's your own creation. Catabasis is your own creation. Going into your own darkness is your own creation. And you have just as much responsibility to drag yourself, pull yourself out of it, you know? Straight up. Okay, good. It was positive. Good. That's awesome. Need some time. All right, bro. Just don't give her too much time, okay? Don't give her like 2 months or 3 months to wait around for you, okay? That sounds like an excuse to me. Somebody who, you know, resonates with you, they'll come around. If they're meant to be, they're meant to be. You know what I mean? They'll come around. They'll come around again. Even if you block them, they'll come around. I remember my ex shot me an email or something, and I was like, what? You sent me an email? Like, you blocked me on everything, you know? So, yeah, they'll come around, man. Don't even stress about it. You do you. You live your own purpose, right? Your own goals, your own purpose to the best of your abilities, and she will start to notice that, and she will be drawn to that magnetism of your energy. Okay? But she talks to me herself. Okay, that's good. Right? Just, yeah. If you're noticing indicators of interest, then absolutely move forward. Does she constantly play with her hair and like, you know, this kind of stuff too? Does she get nervous and giddy around you? Like, you know, little jokes, bumps into you in the hallway. Okay? Organically. Yeah, right. Okay. We know you guys planned that hallway thing out, right? Plotting your next move or whatever. Okay? Women are Venetian artists, bro. Okay? They created the art of seduction. Okay? He's ready to marry you. Dang. Okay? Okay, good. Good. Do you believe in love? Okay. Again, don't get trapped into the group think, interdimensional souls, or different manifestation hacks. Just be the greatest improvisation booster. I'm telling you, this is the hack. Why do I do these lives? They're so improvised at times, and then I have my notes, right? But I'm tapping into this frequency, this energy of just me catching the words and understanding where this needs to go. Why do I freestyle rap? Same thing, man, you know? Are you rich if Shoshi not the one? I want to be something first. Yeah, good. That's the way to do it. Read The Way of the Superior Man, brother. Follow that code to the T. To the T. I know it's a little bit spiritual, that book, but if you can decode it as a logical-minded man and bring it through your own reality and melt her with your love, and you're here to give your gift, right, gaming buddy? You're here to give your masculine gift to the world, okay? You're rich, that's great, right? You're here to give your natural gift, your talents, your calling to the world, okay? Okay? Don't go looks, money, status, okay, those things are, yeah, they're important. They're like little level ups in the video game to notice in the physical world. Like, people will respond to you more. But honestly, it's about aura, bro. It's all about aura. Straight up. Okay? Why do you think the aura reel polls are getting popular with the Gen Zs? They're getting something there, right? I have a God complex. You don't need to, bro. Just have divine pride, you know? Don't be in a narcissistic, you know, deluded fantasy like I'm the king of the world. Don't do that, you know? Because that's just gonna create your own isolation, you know? You're rich and it's like, and you feel like you kind of trap yourself, you know, in your own reality. rather than what? Like working with the energy of the world, right? So it's okay to understand that you are a God, not from a narcissistic standpoint, but you have that God spark in you, okay? You have that potential in you. That's why I call this channel Gods in Training, not God Complex, okay? It's not about that, man. Okay, I'm just telling you because I've been through this journey, man, and you got to really understand it. Don't delude yourself like that, okay? There are practices in Vajrayana Buddhism where you merge with the deity. You take on the energy of your yidam, okay? And that's very sacred, man. You get what I mean? You sound like a Sigma male, brother, okay? That's what you sound like. And you're just buying into that archetype. Yeah, exactly. That's ego, right? And ego needs to be facilitated well. Otherwise, it's going to take the driver's wheel, right? And just take this whole thing. And then your hubris will make you crash rather than the divine pride where the I and the I am and the I am presence merge, right? That's different. Find your best friend, the person you love, no matter what, because they make your day better when energy mates both people know. Picture yourself as an ant and view the mountains from that point of view. Good advice. Oh, you create ultimatums? Don't create ultimatums, bro. That's a lot of times ultimatums come from pain, from trauma. You can set healthy boundaries with people. That's awesome. That's a sign you're healing, actually. Okay. Now, I want to get into 8 signs of channeling. I might use this chunk for a video or something like that, okay? But, or if somebody can make a reel out of it, I don't know. Might hire some few people to chop these videos up, because some of them are very long and, you know, but then there's gold moments, like nuggets of like, pow, Uncle Makara shot us in the chest with this spiritual knowledge. Wow, right? Moments of that. Do I believe in Jesus? Absolutely, I do. Absolutely, I do. I understand that he's Jesus is like a kingly energy that's connected with so many other beings, bro. And this man right here, he's in the same ray of light. Okay, there's different beings in the ray of light. Do you understand? Buddha or Maitreya of the future might also be connected, but Padmasambhava is also connected to Jesus' energy, okay? Why were you bored? Because you didn't challenge yourself. You're bored because you don't challenge yourself, bro, straight up. You know when you're playing a game and you're so challenged by it, are you ever bored? Fuck no. What do I think of God? I think God is like a Rubik's Cube, bro. We can see it from so many different angles. God is like a kaleidoscope. Okay? Good. We're all God fractals, bro. We are. Okay? I know that sounds reductionist to say that, but really think about it. Okay? This is what we also learned from our path working. Okay? I work with certain beings, spirit guides, and so forth, and they help me with all this information, right? There's no way I can pull through all this information by my own self, my own brain, okay? It's not possible, okay? I'm getting spiritual guidance and help, and I think everybody should do the same, knowing the right way to do it, right? Not getting sidetracked or having light, false light being siphoned from them and all this nonsense, okay? Do it the right way, do it the ethical way, and move yourself forward, okay? How do you know you're right about it? I don't need to be right. I just need to know that it's effective or ineffective in my life. If it's ineffective, I'll get rid of it. But believing in God has helped me so far. Andrea. Namaste. All right, 8 signs of channeling, guys. The number 1 is unconscious wisdom in writing and speaking, okay? Random subconscious wisdom comes up as you're doing a stream of consciousness journaling. You're like, where is this coming from? Why am I writing this? Like, this is so gold, right? You're writing and you're like, wow, this is being channeled from some other place, some other energy. Okay? You're either writing it or you're speaking it. Some people call them downloads, right? These unconscious flashes of imagery, colors, symbolism. That's what a lot of psychics are doing. Remember, psychics don't read the future, they read the present energy, which has a possibility to become the future. Okay? Very different to understand that. Who is God? I don't think God is some kind of like a entity. It is a living thing, though. It is a living essence, from what I understand. But I don't think it has like, we as human beings, we want to understand things better. So we personalize it. We make it into these idols or these structures or these monoliths or these churches or these temples to understand that divine, incomprehensible, effortless power, right? So the next one is ringing in the ears. When it rings in your ears, notice this isn't the general tinnitus that a lot of people get. This is like angelic ringing, okay? You can tell a little bit of a difference between both, okay? You're getting clairaudient downloads. Oftentimes with these solar flares and so forth, a lot of people who are very high vibration, they get these downloads. They get these like ear pinging noises, like chee. And you know, because when you close your ears, you still hear it, okay? You're still gonna hear it. So the second is ringing in your ears, the sign that you're already channeling, okay? Third is powerful rushes of clarity, okay? Moments of spontaneous gnosis, satori, moments where you start laughing out of the blue or start crying out of the blue or start releasing emotion out of the blue, okay? And suddenly, you get this deep, profound clarity. I can see clearly now, the rain has gone. Okay, like that. That's it. That's the energy. Okay? You can see clearly now. Because there's no more trauma, no more distortions, no more negativity or ego, you know, creating a smoke screen around your own experience of life, around your Vajra path. Okay? Next is very, very increased vivid dreams. If you are getting intensely, very real vivid dreams, your subconscious and conscious mind are very good friends. And they're trying to teach you. Okay? They're trying to teach you through this experience. Buddha's dead, my brother. So is Jesus, my brother. Okay, he's coming back, but that's besides the point. You're not making a very good argument, my friend. What are you trying to argue? You're trying to argue for Jesus or against Jesus? Because I'm an omnist. I believe in all, right, energies. And I know Christ is king. So I don't know who you're trying to convince. You'd much more rather go to a dark arts occult channel, right? Wearing all black and with a skull mask on, and then tell him that, okay? See if you can convince that person. Because for me, Jesus has been a huge element in my life. Okay? Yeah, some people say he's a Palladian, right? Good. Random thoughts that trigger joy. Okay? Remember this. You have random, completely abstract thinking that just makes you feel elated and joyous. Okay? This is how you know you're getting sparks from this higher divinity, this divine vibration, right? If a spiritual master or guru is serious all the time and has no sense of humor, you need to get really worried. Okay? Because the thing is, someone who's so connected with that divine play, that Lila, right? Lila, then we can understand that. Then we can truly engage, like Vivekananda said, playing a game is sometimes even more sacred and divine than a prayer. Because through play, you're exploring, you're gaining understanding, you're gaining wisdom. With engaging with something, you see the divine in it. See? How do you, what do you think how a person dies? I think they go into this kind of bardo state, They have to face Kamaloka. They have to face all their, they have to face Kalabhairava's energy. They have to face all of their masters and ascended guides. If you're associated with a specific religion or a specific spiritual lineage or a path working of yours that's being created, all your guides will show up before you die. And they will guide you into the underworld afterlife. And there's processes that many different Mesoamerican cultures, they do this, right? Quetzalcoatl and like the birds that take you into the other realms. And there's a lot of this stuff, right? Can man be immortal? We are immortal, brother, but not our physical bodies. Our souls are immortal, okay? We can't be immortal in the physical body, I don't think, unless like science gets to a point to, protect our physical bodies from degradation and decay or something. But that'd be weird. I don't want to believe in that. Do I believe in reincarnation? I think it's definitely a possibility, man. And I'm not, saying no to any ideas either. Okay, I can believe in an idea of heaven and you stay there too. That's fine. Raman Nazir, man. Look up Raman Nazir, the comedian, the cartoonist. He has a little comic book, What Happens After Death. I find that fascinating. Right? Your last vibration that you feel before you die, that's what you become, or whatever, right? And then another theory is like it's all a movie, right? That's what I thought in one of my psychedelic trips a long time ago. I thought I was the center of a movie. Everyone was a movie character. And, they're all like in this cameo role of my movie, right? That was a very interesting eye-opener for me because that got me to understand, like, we are all acting. We are all pretending all the time, It's only when our action becomes natural, organic, we actually tend to tap into the real movie. Instead of what? Putting on this social mask, this facade. Oh, how's the weather today? Oh, good. How are you? Oh, very well. Right? Okay? Turbo normies. Okay, taking over. What is a soul? A soul is your 7 chakra points as an essence, as an aura that remains. This is my own understanding of it, right? So again, don't take it from somebody else who will tell you a different answer to what a soul is. But I think it's an eternal energy and essence that gets passed on and lives, I believe that the soul is already free. That's why it wants to dance and sing, right? That's why it's in joy. It's already free, right? When we say our soul is feeling crushed, why do we say that? We're feeling bad, right? Our experiences and our circumstances aren't reflecting our true nature of that free soul, right? Ever have a type of movies you have an internal heart feeling? Yeah, absolutely. Said that it triggers past life memories so purely transferred to the next life. Bro, I found that when I watched the movie The Last Samurai. You remember that sad scene, the final scene? Man, I was clearly I did this a few days ago. I looked up ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT, show me my past lives. This is the time I was born. This is my full name, right? And it showed me some pretty accurate stuff from my own visualizations. Like I was an ancient sage, right? I was a Native American shaman. All of it makes sense, okay? Renaissance painter, okay? And that's wild. But yeah, I was clearly a samurai too from watching that movie, right? Because I felt this heart pang, this heart flutter, right? That Shakti flow is what my mentor used to call it, actually, right? It's the energy that flows. When you watch a scene from an anime, even, it can trigger that. A cartoon, it doesn't even have to be a movie, right? It can be that feeling. You know it because it relates to you in some way. Or you knew that essence from a past life, right? Amazing, amazing stuff. Many lives, many masters. Okay. So, increased vivid dreams, random thoughts that trigger joy. A great sense of connection with source or spirit. Okay? the great source of connection with Source or Spirit is such a powerful understanding, because everyone has a personal connection. However, when people tend to step away from the inorganic path, let's just say, like, not inorganic, not in the sense of eating food organically or whatever, but I mean like living in your own authenticity and truth is going to align you towards creating more connection to Spirit and Source. When they understand you're not being fake. A lot of demons and darker energies, they hide, right? They're in hiding. They don't want to shine their light. They're afraid. They dim themselves. They stay in that lowness because they can only siphon energy from the root chakra and the lower chakras, right? What is true peace? True peace, I believe, to me, it's neutrality. It's not hiding or seeking for anything. It just is, okay? Why kids can do music like they did in the past life. Yeah, man. Some people have musical talents, right? Random talents. And you're like, what? Right? You see someone like Willow Smith putting the tilak of, Vaishnav. Or, maybe even Krishna, right? I think I saw that once, right? So even these artists are accumulating and understanding some of these energies, right? It could be her past life she's pulling from, right? Hey, is it cultural appropriation or is it a past life? You tell me. All right, that's a new question we can ask ourselves in the 21st century. Okay? 7. Seeing light and energy flowing through you. You actually can sense it, see it. You might even see other people's energies and auras. Like when you look from the side eye or peripherals, you sometimes see people's glow, right? You see their eyes or pupils dilate, or you see that spark, that God spark in their eyes, right? A lot of spiritual mentors or coaches have this, that they just have a spark, right? An energy of wonder and awe that a child has, that kind of gleam in their eyes, right? That whew, gling, right? That effect. Like, I think that's an important one that you're already channeling, right? Because, it's like you get this sign of like deep stillness, insight, but it's also like it's like an excitement, spark, right? Not a chemical excitement, right? It's just an emergence. It's untapped potential, right? It's unmanifest potential being manifest through the individual, through the, the channel. True peace, love yourself, be the energy you want to be to the world, and be positive. That's right, man. There's a reason I wanted to be a positive psychologist over a general psychologist, Because I understood that in positive psychology, you're not focusing on your deficits, what's wrong with you, what needs working and healing on, but what's good in you already. What are your strengths? What are your talents? What are areas which you can refine, expand, so your life gets even better? You start to flourish with your life. I help people get from languishing, just getting by, oh yeah, it's another day, oh hey. Well, I get people out of that normie lifestyle into this spiritual life where you're never the same again, bro. And I love that energy. I didn't know I would be here, doing this thing. This was all guided. This was all aligned. So I just want to thank all my guides, all my mentors, everybody who doubted me, pushed me, It's amazing, this energy. The true peace of the world is people. You can spend your whole life in a room locked with someone, maybe, yes, if you love that person, but that with time that love will fade away. Not all of that. I can assure you it will not be the old love now. It's come to the point where it's ultimate peace. It's the day when everyone is dead, when everything which existed will be gone, okay? The loneliest man has the most friends. Okay? Understand that. And if you think I'm all alone, you're wrong. This place is overcrowded with entities. Okay? I do this because of the story of Bodhidharma and Heike. He cut his hand off to show commitment to the path. So I just namaste like this. But yeah, and the final one, of course, is intuitively knowing the right things to say to comfort others. Okay? Intuitively knowing the right things to say to comfort others. And all of these are from Dolores Canyon, information and downloads and so forth. Okay? So let's go through all of them. 8 signs of channeling, unconscious wisdom in writing or speaking, a ringing or buzzing in the ears, powerful rushes of clarity, increased vivid dreams, random thoughts that trigger joy, a great sense of connection with spirit or source, seeing light and energy flowing through you, and finally, intuitively knowing the right things to say to calm someone, to get them into inner stillness and peace. That's it. That's it. Upward Spiral Gang, okay? Just think about it. When there will be no one to love, no one to hate, you can't even hear your own voice, that void, that only an eternal silence, feeling of not existing, when there's no ambition, no desire, no light. Only a never-ending darkness. That's the true peace, okay? Enter the void, my friends. Don't be scared of it. Okay, that's my translation. But sometimes when you enter the void, you get spit out, right, on the other side. Don't do that. Understand that this world is mostly dark matter, right? This universe mostly made from dark matter. Okay? And I think that there is something to that, right? That code. It's like you're floating in nothingness. In zero. Yeah, exactly. From the zero, from the shunya, we can grow, right? Your divine love nature is a level of energy. Once we come into cycle and we choose our charge of energy, we activate our so-called avatars in this lifetime, right? And the demonic nature has no love and is not able to receive love. And that's the reason why it struggles so much, okay? But you've got to charge your battery in different ways, and this is the journey of you doing that, is getting to that infinite source of that love, okay? Om Mani Padme Hum, what is the real meaning of that, okay? The diamond in the lotus, okay? So it might be associated with Avalokiteshvara or Kuan Yin, okay? But really what does the diamond in the lotus mean? The Vajra in the lotus. The lotus is what? The 1,000-petal lotus. Sahasrara, right? The crown chakra. Only wakeful, devoted silence can help us surrender to the ultimate reality. Okay? And this causes the spiritual energy. It raises that frequency towards the 7th chakra. That's the Om Mani Padme Hum. That's what you're tapping into. That is the lotus throne. Okay? The lotus throne is up here. It's your crown. You wear it like a king. And sometimes you got to bring that crown to your heart. And you sit on the throne of pure awareness. The crown is very interesting because they say your brain is alive 10 minutes after death. Your heart stops working. Your brain is still awake. There's still neurons and things happening. What's happening? Why is the brain randomly lighting up through EEG sensors? What they've seen. Okay? Think about it. It's very interesting. When the sperm enters the egg, there's a light of zinc around it. A halo effect around the ovum. What is that? Okay? All right, guys, I'm getting calls because I got to head to work now. Let's get it. Upward Spiral Gang, okay? I'm here to serve humanity right now. Go and do some sessions with people as a positive psychologist. Let's get it today, okay? Upward Spiral Gang. May we never be the same again. Hit that like and subscribe button, man. I want to see you again in one of these lives. Enjoyed talking with you guys. It's pretty epic. May we never be the same again. We create the vibration, and what we attract, find happiness, positive energy will happen. You are happiness, my friends. Don't seek it. You are that. Let's go. Upward spiral. I'll see you guys in the astral, okay? Stay up. Let's go.